This is the world's fastest Necromancer. I call it the Hyperspeed Necro. If you like what you see, make sure to watch the video until the very end, because I will show you how it actually works. And before you even ask, yes, you can do this trick even inside the pits. Fair warning though, this is most likely an unintended mechanic abuse and it may get fixed. Use this build at your own risk. Now, also, huge shout out and credit to Winzig. My salutations. Now, let's talk about the build. As you can see, it's insanely fun. It is extremely fast. That's why I name it the Hyperspeed Necromancer. How does it work? How can we do this? So, there is a cosmic anomaly power from Season 9 Horadic powers, and the build essentially makes it so that the cosmic anomaly power interacts with another seasonal power, which is called Floating Bobble. Yes, you heard me right. There's actually a power that's called Floating Bobble, which grants you a teleport. But the main power of the build comes from the cosmic anomaly interaction with Iron Maiden, attack speed, and again Floating Bubble power. Now, how does this work? You combine the Floating Bubble power with Cosmic Anomaly and you essentially gain a teleport. However, the challenge is that somehow we need to permanently activate Floating Bubble power so we gain perma teleport and just break the game. Now, the Floating Bubble power has 4 seconds of teleport, like 4 seconds cooldown, and Cosmic Anomaly has cooldown as well. This is the biggest challenge, because as you can see in the video, we permanently teleport, but these mechanics by themselves do not help us achieve that. So we're gonna look at our gear. Why does the gear matter? Gear and attack speed breakpoints are gonna be extremely crucial. Now, if you have no idea about attack speed breakpoints, there are 2 attack speed breakpoints. I am not gonna go into detail about these knowledge, information. There are many popular websites where you can actually research this and find it out yourself. Or you can just copy my thing in the video. So your gear and attack speed matters, so we have to take a quick look about this. As you can see in the video, I'm showing it right now, I have some interesting stats as well as rune words. Yes, you heard me right. We're also going to be benefiting from the rune words. These choices will all come together, they will combine together, and they will help us essentially break the game. Okay? So when we apply all of these together, our Necromancer basically becomes the chosen one and surpasses the Matrix by unlocking infinite permanent teleport. So the gear helps us also gain damage, because we also have our damage and survivability for speedrunning pits and farming everything. Because at the end of the day, if you have hyperspeed teleportation but you cannot kill anything, then what's the point? We want to kill things by being immortal and move at hyperspeed. That's when the build becomes super fun to play. So my hyperspeed Necromancer build is different than the other ones. You should definitely play around with different versions and see what works best for you. Okay, this is extremely important. So how does the build work? How do we achieve permanent teleportation? This is what I have figured it out myself. I have not received any help, any feedback, any information from any other player. This is my own work. Maybe in 1 or 2 days time, someone else will find a better method to make it more consistent. But so far, I have done my own research and I have done my own testing, and this is how I achieve consistency. Okay, so this is the most important part of the video. You really want to watch this part of the video, okay? You need to cause Cosmic Anomaly and Floating Bubble power to get forced into an animation lock, okay? This is not something that is supposed to happen in the game. We are gonna break the game. When this animation lock occurs, you will actually break the game and you will have infinite perma teleport that you can endlessly spam. Now I'm gonna show you a video right now, okay? In the video that is currently playing, you see me that I am not moving, I am not doing anything at all. You're gonna see me start this chain reaction, okay? I am showing you how I force start this animation lock. Pay attention to where I put my mouse cursor and how I navigate my character to always spam this ability. You can alternatively think of this as a cat and mouse game where you force an animation lock and permanently run away from your cosmic anomalies. This is extremely crucial for you to understand. Without this knowledge, without this information, you will never be able to replicate what you see in the video. You have to watch this part maybe 10 times to understand exactly what is going on. I'm also gonna play this in slow motion, so you're gonna understand, you're gonna see what's exactly happening. As you can see, the floating bubble and the cosmic anomaly teleportation power is infinitely activated. It is actually going beyond the cooldown, okay? Having evade cooldown reduction on my boots may be helping. I will have to do more testing about that. But there is something going on that breaks the game, and that grants us Necromancer permanent teleport. It is what it is. So I also want to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of the build, because I think this video needs to be objective. It does promote a hyperspeed Necromancer build, but it has its advantages and disadvantages. So the advantages of the build are pretty straightforward, okay? It is super fun, it's omega fast, and it's unique and efficient at the same time. What more can you want for a super speed farming build, right? Hyperspeed. And the disadvantages are, it breaks the game, and breaking the game may cause you freeze. It may cause the game to freeze or close the application. You will have trouble with your PC or console. The second disadvantage is lag spikes and rubber banding. You're going to encounter these a lot. And the third disadvantage, I think, is unnatural execution and inconsistency. Not every player will be able to execute this build. Not every player will gain the permanent teleport on demand. You actually have to put some work. So this build is not easy to master. In fact, you need a ton of practice to get this going the right way. If you really want to make this build work, you have to put in some effort and understand everything that's explained in my video. You may want to watch this video again to understand exactly what's going on, okay? Very crucial. So, to conclude, I am still working on the build and exploring other mechanics that can make it even more player friendly. Also, definitely stay tuned and subscribe to my channel for keeping up to date with the latest cutting edge Necromancer techs, okay? And also I have a message to Blizzard. I think it's funny how unintended builds and game breaking mechanics are actually fun. And it's a bit tragic that Blizzard cannot connect with their own player base and deliver these fun builds by default. We would have so much fun if we would just get this delivered by Blizzard. Anyway, I'll be working on this build. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.